And failure isn't even failure. I read this book years ago talking about the war on poverty. And it started with the idea of confronting the idea that people have said, declaring that the war on poverty was a failure because poverty wasn't eradicated. Well, maybe we need to redefine failure. If success only equates complete accomplishment of a goal, then yes, the war on poverty was a failure. But if success is we made things better, the war on poverty wasn't. And there are lots of examples of that, starting with my great failure. I let my wife down, I believe, but I didn't fail completely. I was there. I was able to keep things going at home so that she was free to spend that time with her mother. I didn't complain about her spending that time with her mother. And I spent time with her when I could. And I was there when Colleen died. That was just happenstance and luck, I guess. But I was there to hold my wife as Colleen took her last breath. And hum a little under my breath, "Go now in peace." So could I have been better? Yeah. But I didn't fail my wife. Partly didn't. Same for, that relationship that Hassan Minaj had with Betsy. They had years of friendship and growth, and they became who they were in part because of that time. It wasn't all a failure. We have to remember, as Jack Gilbert writes in that poem I love so much, Icarus also flew. So get over ourselves. Dag Hammarskjöld, I may also be pronouncing it wrong because my Swedish is a little rough. I learned it all from the Swedish chef on the Muppets. Dag Hammarskjöld was a diplomat. He was Secretary General of the UN, and he has this collection that our friend Pat, who was here for my last sermon, turned me on to. I had never heard of him or his writings. He's got this collection of music and poems called Markings. I highly recommend it. I've hardly read all of it, but in going through some of it, I found some of these. And he has this beautiful perspective on getting over ourselves. This is what he writes. Better than other people, sometimes, he says. That, at least you are. But more often, why should you be? Either you are what you can be, or you are not. Like other people. Which leads me to my next point on how we get past failure, or concern about failure. Try. Hammarskjöld doesn't say, do nothing, retreat from the world, or just slide by on what you're comfortable with, what's easy for you. Either you are what you can be, or you are not. Well, if not, why not? Find out what it is you can be. Now, I don't see too many of my fellow geeks from the church here today, so I'm not going to get in too much trouble for this. But those of you who have seen Empire Strikes Back know that Master Yoda told Luke Skywalker, do or do not. There is no try. Don't tell the geeks about this. But Master Yoda was wrong. He was completely wrong. I mean, just on this one point, everybody gets a mistake. I don't want to be haunted. He's got that ghost thing that shows up at the last movie. Of course there is try. There is only try. Trying is how you find out what you can do for yourself, for the people you love, for the people you don't know, for a world where things like Charlottesville can happen. For a world that needs people to take a chance on other people. Picasso wrote, to know what you are going to draw, you have to begin drawing. Now, sometimes you're going to fall short. Sometimes we'll fail at whatever we attempt. Sometimes, to follow Picasso's image, that drawing will kind of suck. Awesome. Do it anyway. And not just spite of the possibility that you might fail. Do it because you will fail. And it is the only way you get better. That is the only way you find out what you can do. Now, I'm running a marathon. You have to be realistic. I am not saying I'm going to set out to run a 2-hour and 5-minute marathon. I'm trying to set a more realistic goal. So I'm not saying you can do anything. There are limits. But find out what they are. The Buddhist teacher Trungpa Rinpoche, I've really got to start getting sources with names I can say. He taught, turn toward everything. Even if we don't know what to do or how to handle a situation, we just turn toward it. We may find, having turned toward a situation, that we don't know what to do. That might be embarrassing. But it's an interesting kind of embarrassment. So when I say try, I don't mean, well, I'll try. I mean try. As in, when Apostle Paul wrote to the Colossians, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as if you were working for the Lord. Now, not all of us here believe in the Lord in that sense, but whatever you do, work at it with all your heart. There's a reason we as a faith draw from the Christian tradition as well as others. There's some good stuff there. Because if you don't try, what are you missing? There's a story from the Moth last weekend. Guy went to a Buddhist retreat. No conversation. They're not allowed to talk at all during the retreat. And he had to leave because his mother was dying. So he left for a few days, came back. And then at the end of it, they could talk. And he's sitting with a group of people, none of whom have ever spoken to each other. And they said, hey, we noticed you left. What happened? And he told them. His mother died. There was condolences around. And there's one guy there who's from Canada, doesn't speak English very well. And the guy leans in and he says to the guy, he's just lost his mother, congratulations. And everybody froze. Fortunately, the guy who lost his mother got it. He didn't speak English. He meant condolences. And the guy was touched that he tried, that he reached out, that he took a risk. And eventually everybody started laughing, and the French speaker didn't know why. But they brought him in. He reached out, and it could have gone badly. So you have to try. And finally, forgive. We have to forgive ourselves when we fail. We have to forgive those who fail us, because we will fail, we will be failed. The Christian mystic Henri Nouwen, again named, wrote that forgiveness is the name of love practiced among people who love poorly. And the hard truth is that all of us love poorly. We need to forgive and be forgiven every day, every hour, unceasingly. That is the great work of love among the fellowship of the weak that is the human family. This is the thing I remember from growing up Catholic. One line from the Lord's Prayer that stuck with me. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Father Robin Ryan wrote of that prayer that it is a prayer to look at ourselves for who we are is anchored in the conviction that it is a prayer to give us the freedom to look at ourselves for who we are is anchored in the conviction that honesty about ourselves will not lead to rejection or condemnation. It will not be the end of us. So I named this sermon, Failure as a Spiritual Practice. It's not just about playing guitar well or not well. It is about, for us Unitarians, the first principle, inherent worth and dignity in ourselves and the people around us, in spite, because of their failings, our failings. It is about the seventh principle's connection between us. It is about the idea that we as a denomination want to reach out and touch people's lives. And to do that, we have to take chances and be uncomfortable and blow it every now and then. And then get up and do it again. And so I leave you with this benediction. Go forth and fail.